Good morning, good morning, good morning to all. Today is Saturday. Hope you guys are having a very good day. Today is Saturday. It is still early in the morning. I didn't really hit my mark exactly of being able to join you guys when I wanted to, but I had to get myself groomed. I don't want to just come up here and talk to you guys when I immediately wake up, because that's a privilege that's reserved for my husband. So I try to come, get a little spruced up before I just, click the live button. So here I am. How do you do? I'm around children rhymes all day. I had to finish that one up. Here I am. All right. I hope you guys are having a lovely Saturday, be it that your day has already began, or you're just waking up, or you're about to go to bed. But before you go to bed, I want you to listen to this quick devotional reading today. Today is April the 22nd here where I live. It may be a different date where you are at, but today is Saturday, April the 22nd, and we are reading from the Adult Play Therapy Devotional. This is a 60-day soul cleansing devotional and journal. It was created by myself. Does that make any sense? It was created by me, the author, R.K. Lemons Weber. And many of you know me as Sacred Para, so you will notice at the very bottom it does say Sacred Para. And this is a part of what Sacred Para Playland is about. It's about being able to have the tools and the materials that we need so that playtime can be enjoyable, guys. We don't want to just play for a day or play for a month or play for a year and then get out of focus and out of tune with who we are and out of rhythm and find that we're in the same desert that we began. We want to be able to make play a lifestyle, to do it on a regular basis. This shouldn't be something that we just do occasionally. It shouldn't be something that we do just when we have the time. It shouldn't be something that we do just when we're on vacation. And someone I spoke to on here had such a good point. She said, and actually I know who it was at Anna C. Jones G. Had an amazing point. She said, vacation is usually the time when people are alone and they have that time to themselves, to be with themselves. And sometimes it's even worse for them to be able to do recreational things because they're up in their head so much. Being alone can be boring. Being alone can make people think too much. Being alone makes someone have to confront who they are. So that's what we're doing with this devotional. And journal. We are confronting ourselves. We're doing what Michael Jackson did in that song when he said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. And I'm not asking you, are you a Michael Jackson MJ fan? I know I was growing up, my whole household growing up was, my family was, still love MJ to this day. And that's a whole nother story for a different day. If you don't, I still respect you. And I hope that you respect me too. But listen, let's just look at that first. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. This right here is allowing us the time and the space, that sacred space. Yeah, sacred space to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and really deal with what's going on the inside. So whenever we do our storylines, whenever we have our playtime, whatever form of playtime it is, whatever form, be it board games, be it writing, be it photography, be it nature, be it gaming, whatever your form of playtime is, we can do it with this clear view of self, having just this ultimate fun that we understand is coming from a place of healing. And I'm telling you, so many different ideas and creativity, be it, drawing, painting, crocheting, all these different new concepts can really come to you from you just allowing your soul to cleanse, to detox, okay? If you're not feeling well, sometimes when we're not feeling well, we automatically think we got to take some medicine, right? I'm not feeling good. Isn't that what you do? I do that. I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling so great. Let me get the Tylenol. Let me get the Motrin. Let me get this medicine. Let me get that medicine, right? My husband and I, we also are true fanatics about natural healing. So we were like, let's go ahead. Let's get this natural thing. Let's make the chicken soup from scratch, right? All that stuff. Sometimes what the body is calling for is cleansing, to be detox. So it's not so much that your body's like put medicine all in me. It's just like, give me the right stuff that's going to help me to eliminate all this toxins that's inside of me. So that's what we're doing with this book right here, the Adult Play Therapy Devotional. We're cleansing out that soul of anything, any gunk and stuff that's in there that we didn't know about. So we can just have a clear view about ourselves, about others, and about our playtime. All right, guys, let's get into it. Devotional for today. Stop caring about what folks say about you. I'm going to say it again. Stop caring about what folks say about you. Recognize and acknowledge that certain individuals will talk about you. Recognize, acknowledge, and accept their pattern of behavior in accordance with their history and current mentality and behavior. No matter what folks speak against you, position yourself to fully embrace what God says about you. You are worthy and you matter. I'm going to speak this to you one more time. I'm going to speak this. I spoke it into the atmosphere, but now I'm going to speak it into the depths of your heart, into the depths of your soul, right? And I'm not just going to speak it to you. I'm going to speak it to myself. Like, there was a part of me that was just like, I need to hear that again. So if you don't mind, without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's read this again. And I think if you don't mind, I got to do it in true RK fashion. I'm just going to have to add just like a little tidbit, whatever it is that comes to me while we're reading this, okay? Stop caring about what folks say about you. Recognize and acknowledge that certain individuals will talk about you. Recognize it and acknowledge it. Now what am I going to do? I recognize that this individual or individuals talk about me. Now you need to acknowledge it. And there is a difference. It's one thing to really see it, but really accept it and know it. That's why the word know is in the word acknowledge, to know. Recognize, acknowledge, and accept their pattern of behavior in accordance with their history. So if this is someone or someone's, these are individuals that have a history of gossiping, that have a history of saying things about you. Recognize that. Acknowledge that. Accept it. That's what their pattern of history is. Now, in the same hand, if they're not doing it anymore, recognize, acknowledge, and accept that. But the thing is, if they are, if this is their current mentality and behavior, you need to recognize, acknowledge, and accept that. So this says to recognize, acknowledge, and accept their pattern of behavior in accordance with their history and their current mentality and behavior. No matter what folks speak against you, it doesn't matter what anyone says about you. No matter what, and I'm really speaking about negative things that they're saying about you. If they're saying positive things about you, they're like, you're such a great person. You have an amazing, sweet spirit. I just love being around you. You just make my heart leap. I love how you do this. You're great at this. Have you ever thought about doing this before? Because I know you'd be great at it. That's totally different. They're giving you your flowers. They're encouraging you. They're empowering you. They're motivating you. I'm talking about the stuff that makes you feel downcast, the negative stuff. Or you're around someone and they may be saying really nice things to you or just talking to you, but you also get that feeling that they're kind of being phony about it, and that as soon as they leave from your presence, they're going to hook up with Cheryl, and, Cheryl and that individual is going to talk horrible about you, and you can just feel it. There are some people that you're around and you're like, you don't really like me. I feel like you're being a little phony. And I'm not feeling it. And you can just, you feel it. You can feel it on the inside of you. Just, it hits in the soul. They're saying one thing, your mind is getting it. Your brain is communicating this is what they're saying, but your heart feels it so different, right? So that's what I'm talking about, the negative conversations when people are speaking against you. And sometimes people are very bold and just very honest, and they will just speak negative against you right in front of your face and have no problem with doing it. Oh, you'll never do that. That's what you're trying to do? Oh, you've never been creative before. Oh, just because you saw a bunch of videos, you think you can do it? You have to go to school for that. Do you know how long you have to go to school for that? Do you really think that you can stay committed to something like that? You've never really been committed to anything before. You think that you can do that? Well, if you think that you can, go ahead. But you're going to be out of a lot of money doing that. That kind of stuff. People sometimes have no problem at all looking you in your eye and saying that. Some people are just going to do that. So no matter what folks speak against you, be it in their private time, their public time, in your face, behind your back, you need to position yourself to fully embrace what God says about you. Well, I don't know where I'm at in my relationship with God. That's okay. Sometimes having a relationship with someone doesn't always mean that you're going to be extremely close to accept what they say about you. If anything, it kind of helps bridge the closeness, in my personal opinion. Just being honest with you, there may be times that I have an issue accepting a compliment from someone. And I think right now I'm kind of like thinking of my husband, right? And he'll compliment me. He often just showers me with flowers of compliments. And there may be times that he may say something that in my heart, I feel like I'm not accomplished in, or that's not me that you're talking to. That's not who I am. But once he says it enough, or it may just be like he says it during that time and I need to hear it the most, and I receive it. Like, my heart just like grabs hold to it right then. It helps me to draw closer to him, because I recognize like he's telling the truth of how he sees me, of who I am. And it just helps me to get even closer to him than what I am already. And it almost seems really hard to believe, but it's so very true. So regardless of where you're at in your relationship with God, you can still find out what he says about you. I didn't create myself. You didn't create yourself. And I think that's like a whole nother conversation about creation. But even if you don't happen to believe in God, I'm like, how would you know who you are? Well, I would say in those times, and some people are like, well, if you don't believe in God, then you'll never know who you are. I can't really say you'll never know who you are, because I believe that there's these phenomenal individuals that walk into our life and see us in a way that we don't see ourselves. And that's that time you need to turn to those people who are genuine of heart, who are authentic, who are divinely, positioned around you and about you. It may not be many. It may not be like 10 or 15 people. It may not even be 5 people. It may be like one person. It may be like 2 people. And that's it. But you need to seek those individuals who says like, you're so creative. You're so beautiful. Oh my God, how did you know to put those colors together? I would have never thought of that. See, that's what I'm talking about. You just always just do such phenomenal work. You're like the next Picasso. How did you beat that score on that game? I'm telling you, you're like one of the top gamers ever. Have you ever thought about doing a competition? Those are the kind of people that you want to really position yourself around. The ones who say positive things about you. Who are like, I am so glad that your mom and dad had you. Those are the ones that you want to be around. You don't want to be around the people or seek the advice or the encouragement from people who don't see you as worthy, who don't see you as mattering, who speak against you. You want to seek the individuals who are like, I'm a better person because you're here. You understand me? Like, these are the people who have already had the experience of, oh my gosh, what is it? It's a Beautiful Life, right? It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life. That's one of my favorite movies ever. Hands down, all time. Love that movie. It's a Wonderful Life. Every Christmas we watch it. And actually, it just got brought up. I know I said this was going to be short. It just got brought up this week because we were watching Shrek 3. And my oldest daughter was like, it's a wonderful life. Because we talk about how movies, a lot of the modern day movies pattern themselves from an old movie, a black and white. And of course, they pattern themselves from a novel, right? So like, all this inspiration just being off of each other. And quite honestly, a lot of those stories pattern themselves in some aspect from the Bible. Yes. And my dad told me that. And I was like, no. I was like middle school. And I was like, that's not true. That's not true. He's like, yeah. He's like, everything you watch, everything you read, some aspect of it comes from the Bible. And I was like, not what I read. Not what I read. He was like, what do you read? And I was like, I read stuff that has, sex and it has murders and it has, all kinds of crime and bad stuff in it. And he said that was in the Bible. And by golly, that old man was right. That's an inside thing between he and I. But yeah, the old man was right. Those things are in the Bible. So we watch these movies and we my household, my kids were like, oh, this movie patterns itself from this movie and patterns itself from this movie. And so Shrek Ever After patterns itself from It's a Wonderful Life. And those are the kind of people that you want to be around, the ones who have had that kind of experience where they can see and they have seen where their life would be at without you in it. And that's what causes them to appreciate you even more. The folks who haven't had that kind of experience, you don't want to be around them. Let them buzz off. You know what I mean? Or just, I'm not being mean, but don't value and take in what they say on that level. You know what I mean? Like, let that part buzz off. You may still have to interact with them, like we talked about yesterday, but don't allow yourself to attach to what they say. Don't allow yourself to attach into those relationships with them. You want to be around the folks, like I said, who are like, I don't know where I would be without you. In fact, I know that wherever I would be without your friendship, without you in my life, it would be a negative, deserted place. You bring fulfillment in my life. Your excitement alone makes me happy. When you're sad, I feel it in my heart. And even if I can't fix it, I just want to hear you. That, I just want to hear you. I want to listen to you. That's the kind of people you want to be around. That's what you want to value. Like I said, if you have a hard time really figuring out this whole thing with where you're at with God, there are people that have been divinely positioned in your life who value you, who appreciate you, who love you, even if it's just one person, even if it's just two people. And those are the people that you want to go, I cling to what you say about who I am. And if in fact you're like, I don't have one or two people, then DM me. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's see. Because everybody is worthy and everyone matters. And there's no way that we should be accepting, and I speak to myself on this, that we should be accepting of seeing ourselves in a negative light and taking that scenario, that negative scenario of what people say that we can do and can't do and the limits and you'll never be able to do this. You're not good enough for this. There's no way that we should take that narrative and run with it. That's not our marathon. If we're going to grab the baton of life, then let it be because of who we are that says that we can do anything, that we can soar, that we are positive, and then manifest that by becoming that or getting dang near close to it, right? So stop caring about what folks say about you. Recognize and acknowledge that certain individuals will talk about you. Recognize and acknowledge and accept their pattern of behavior in accordance with their history and current mentality and behavior. No matter what folks speak against you, position yourself to fully embrace what God says about you. You are worthy and you matter. All right, so let's get into this journal prompt and then we are done, guys. All right, journal prompt for today. Like I said, if you have a journal, go ahead and follow along with us in this journey. If you have the book already, yes, we're following along together. If you're about to get the book, you can go on Amazon and make that purchase. You can also DM me. If you DM me, you are going to get a personalized copy of this book that has your name in it. It's like, here you go to Sally, to Jamie, to whoever. And, I'll give you a nice message and send it to you. And of course, yes, we will do a payment exchange, and then you'll get your book, okay? Today's journal prompt: list 5 fantastic things that you love about you. I thought I knew it by heart. I'm sorry. List 5 fantastic things that you love about you. Not 5 fantastic things that you love about your mom. Not 5 fantastic things you love about your dad. Not 5 fantastic things you love about your boyfriend. Not 5 fantastic things you love about your girlfriend. Not 5 fantastic things you love about your spouse. Not 5 fantastic things you love about your kids. Not 5 fantastic things you love about working at this place. Not 5 fantastic things about your old high school or your college. 5 fantastic things that you love about you. And if you go, I'm having issues thinking of one, think about your hobby even. I love how free I feel when I do my photography. I love that when I go out in nature, I feel at peace. I love that I'm learning how to do deep breathing exercises or / mindful breathing to calm myself, which may be something I didn't do a year or 2 ago. I love that I'm having more and more of a positive mindset. And then you can start getting into, I love how I look in the mirror. I love that I'm beautiful. I love my sense of style and fashion. I love that I am creating my own identity. I love that the parent that I am is constantly becoming what I need to be for myself. I love the energy that I bring into a room. I love my smile. I love my eye color. There are so many different things that you can say that you love about you. I love that when I am playing on the PlayStation or playing on the Xbox or playing this particular favorite game, that I don't give up until I beat that particular board or I beat that particular level. I love my tenacity on that. So maybe you're having a hard time being able to list 5 fantastic things about you. Start off with your hobby. That's the thing that we love. Start off with your playtime. I love that I have committed to 30 minutes of playtime each day. 30 minutes of playtime every other day. I love that I'm no longer a hermit. I love that I am extending myself in personal relationships or interpersonal relationships with people through social media, and it is helping me to expand who I am. There are just so many things that you can say about you, and these are just things that I'm saying about me. What can you say about you? And I'm telling you, if you start writing 1, you're going to get to number 2. You get to number 3. You're going to get to number 4. You'll be on number 5. And before you know it, you're going to end up writing over that whole page. And this is from yesterday. So I didn't put a lot of lines because I feel like sometimes if we have too many, this is for today, but sometimes if we have too many lines, it can be kind of intimidating and you can feel like, oh, I got to write all that. You know, it's like having a plate of food put in front of you by your mom and dad, and they're like, you know, here goes your supper, and you know that you have to eat it all, and you're like, oh, I want to eat all that, you know. And I'm just saying, you know, maybe you're trying to, you know, as a kid trying to get outside to the park and stuff, and you're just like, oh. Or maybe a meal that you just really are not filling up. It's like a meal that you really do want to eat. It's like, can I get seconds? Can I get thirds? Right? I did it as a kid. I see my kids do it. It's just like when they love it, it's like, wow. If they're not feeling it, and you're there for like a whole nother 2 hours waiting on them to get done. Yes, because they were not feeling it. And they're going to make their stance. So if you have a plate in front of you that you don't want, it's like, oh, I don't eat this. And I feel like that's the same whenever we have like just a whole bunch of journal lines. That when you see the lines, it can be so intimidating. You're just like, oh, I have to write all that about myself. But when you just have a few lines on there, it makes it a little easier where you're just like, this is pretty simple. Just a few lines and it's just a few things about me. I can do that. So that was the reason for having so little lines. And if you want to write beyond that, then by all means do it. That's me all day long, just writing. But there's times where I don't have a whole lot to write, and just having those few lines really does help me to be able to, really focus and concentrate on what I need to talk about. And I also feel like, especially back in the day when I used to journal and do my diary entries, and I'm literally almost done. I am done. But when I used to journal and do my diary entries, I would kind of like beat around the bush and kind of be like, dear me, how are you doing? Or I feel like my full name. How are you doing? How's your day? Well, today's been kind of good, did this today. I'm so glad to write in this diary today, This diary is a gift to me and I would just like go on about BS stuff before I really did get to the heart of the situation. And I would literally write a full page of just nonsense, but I don't regret that because I believe those things needed to be written. It needed to come out that way. I needed to write in circles and around the bush to learn that I need to get to the heart of the matter. I needed to learn what the heart of the matter was. And at the time, beating around the bush, talking around in circles, helped me to get to what the heart of the matter was for me, right? So now I just really get into the heart of the matter. So when it says like listing 5 fantastic things that you love about you, now I can just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what I love about me. This is what I love about me. This is what I love about me. Whereas a long time ago, that definitely wouldn't have happened. I would have been beating around the bush. And 2, it would have been really hard for me to find things that I love about me. And I feel that having the partner in my life that has, like I said, who showers me constantly, just compliments me with like all these different, just compliments and encouragement and motivational conversations, and just always empowering me to be who I am has helped me a whole lot. And then of course there's all kind of like compliments that I've gotten over the years from my mom, my dad, my family members, and I hold on to that. But I'm around my husband constantly, and I feel that the one who you're around constantly should be that one that's showering you. You should be that one that's showering them. There's all kind of compliments that my kids have given me, and I hold on to that as well. And that is what helps me to now be able to list these things about me. Having this playtime with you guys has really helped to open me up and expand my horizon of myself. Being able to do the photography, having the dolls, doing the crafts, doing the storylines, doing the fashion has all really made me become even more secure in myself. Having a better security of who I am. Although I was already an indie writer coming into this, now doing my writing project that I'm currently on, I feel a different energy than what I did even in the past. And although I felt like, hey, I'm doing book signings, I'm doing this, I'm getting there, I don't judge myself by that same barometer that I did prior to being involved with our community. Our community has helped me to grow so much. I've met so many amazing and fantastic people, and it's helped so much. When my heart is low, I get, if not voice notes, I'm getting text messages, also known as DMs, just letting me know like, hey, how are you doing? How's your family? When there's international crises or national crises or a crisis has happened in our city, I am often messaged just asking me, how am I? Are you guys safe? If there's a tornado, I'm I get messages saying, how's everything going? And I thank you guys for that. I appreciate it so much. And please do not take it in a bad way. If I don't always get a chance to message, I do have the 10 kiddos. I always try my best to respond back, but I appreciate you guys so much for reaching out to me, even at times when I don't get a chance to reach out initially. Like, I'm not that first person to initiate that. You guys do it, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. So the relationships that we've built on this platform, the sisterhoods, the brotherhoods, sister brotherhood relationship that we have developed has really helped me to grow and develop in ways to where listing 5 fantastic things about myself is not as hard as it would have been 5 years ago, a year ago, possibly even 6 months ago. And I am grateful for you guys. So I'm going to close this up because, as you guys know, I love to talk. And if we stay on here too long, I'll start talking about storylines and I'll start talking about character design and and then we'll be on here so much longer. So I thank you guys again, and I appreciate each and every person who has already made the purchase of the Adult Play Therapy devotional and journal. If in fact you have not, you can always get this book on Amazon. You can DM me for your copy, which I will sign. If in fact you are doing this journey with us and you're doing it with a journal, that may be a notebook or just any kind of spine bound book, I just want to thank you. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being involved in this journey that we're doing together. This has been a blast for me. This is literally my first time doing a devotional / journal this way, as far as like in a group setting. And I've been really enjoying it. I have been enjoying it. It's really heightened my commitment to journal. And that's been an experience that I'm telling you is invaluable, is priceless, right? But my one thing that I would say is, even if you do not have this book, or if you're, if you do not have a journal, my one caution would be, please do not use loose leaf. I've talked about it before. Loose leaf can get lost. Even if you staple it over time, just flipping that page, it could, you could lose pages. So please, by all means, try to get a book, like a composition notebook, a book that may have like the like the metal spiral. I can't think of what it's called, but you know what I mean, like that metal spine that spirals. So you want to get something like that, or something that's bound right here on the spine, like this one is. So I'm not one of those people that's going to say to you something like, if you don't have the book, then you can't join. Are you serious? No. This is for all of us. We're all getting healed. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. Yeah, I went Oprah on that. This is all about us being able to, experience this journey together and really find out how beautiful that we are on a greater and deeper level. And I just feel like this is going to increase and enhance our playtime on a whole nother level. There we go, on a whole nother level. So everyone, we're all invited to do this, regardless if you have this book or not. If you do, great. If you don't, great. Just like I said, my only caution would be, please don't use loose leaf. I don't want you to lose this later on. But if loose leaf is the only thing that you do have, I get it. Go ahead, do your thing. But as soon as you can transfer that information into something that is more stable, more permanent, I would do that. Of course, nothing is meant to last. I get it. We can't take this with us. But nonetheless, if we can kind of keep some type of temporary permanence by having it in one solid book, I think that will help. Or if you want to type it into your laptop, maybe that will help. If you have a tablet, that will help. And also, speaking of which, this is available in ebook form. I totally forgot to even mention that. I apologize. This is available in ebook. So if you would like to get this in ebook, you can do that. So the hardback copy is available on Amazon. Hardback copy is available through me once you DM me. But if you would like an ebook copy, get the ebook. So I'm glad we stayed on long enough for me to say that. There is the Adult Play Therapy Devotional, 60-day soul cleansing devotional and journal that is available through ebook. So guys, I thank you guys for being with me. I'm enjoying these mornings. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's a little bit hard to awaken myself, but it's a very fun experience. So you guys have an amazing and phenomenal Saturday. We've got some fireworks and stuff going on today in our city, so we'll be doing some barbecuing, or some people say cookout. We'll be doing a cookout, or doing a little barbecue. Put a little, you know, shrimp on a barbie. So yeah, we'll be doing a little barbecue, and I didn't mean that in an insult way at all. I think I kind of thought about that daggone movie that I love so much, Dumb and Dumber, with Jim Carrey. That, oh my God, I watched that movie so much. It was like one summer I used to go to Detroit for the summer. That's originally where I'm from, and I would go to Detroit, you know, spend time with my family every summer when I was a kid, and like from childhood, I think almost like high school. But nonetheless, there was this, yeah, high school. So there's this one summer where I watched Dumb and Dumber, I think almost every day, as well as the movie Clueless, and Not Without My Child. It's an odd combination, but that's me. That's me all day, you know. Rebecca, Diary of Anna Frank, you know, that's me. That's me. I love this collective energy of movies, but I watched that daggone thing so much. So yeah, we're gonna be literally probably putting some shrimp on the barbecue today though. And some corn and all that good stuff, and just chilling back with the family, looking at the fireworks. So you guys, whatever you have going on in your city, your neighborhood, I hope that you have an awesome, phenomenal day today. Really enjoy it. And I will be with you guys again tomorrow. We're going to do this every day. I don't see any time off. I just see us being able to, you know, get this soul cleansed and detox, so greater things can happen. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Love you all. Bye-bye.